Was that juvenile driver of that speeding Mercedes under the influence of liquor? We will not know because the police failed to arrest him in the first 24 hours. Should he have been booked for culpable homicide not amounting to murder? Have the police been lax? There are several questions and we are looking for answers. Joining me now on the broadcast is Shilpa Mittal. She's Siddharth, the accident victim's sister. Also with me on the broadcast is Mihira Sood. She's a lawyer and she'll shed light on the legal aspects of this case. But I want to come to Shilpa first. Shilpa, the juvenile driver, he went to the police station, got bail, he got out. His father, who stands accused of giving him the keys or being lax with the son getting the keys of that speeding Mercedes, will get away perhaps with just 3 months of imprisonment and 1,000 rupees of fine. Even if he is ultimately convicted, it will be very difficult. Are you satisfied with the way police have behaved in this manner, in this matter?
No, not at all. I would actually like to tell everyone that first of all we have to stop saying it's a juvenile who performed it, for the simple reason that a juvenile is somebody who is an innocent kid. Now this boy, he actually did the accident and he ran away, fled from the accident place, leaving my brother to die on the road. Now that is, I would not consider as a very innocent or a childish or a kiddish behavior. I would consider it as a adult behavior, and he was only 3-4 days shy of being an adult, so I would not call him as a juvenile actually now.
Mihira, he was only 5 days short of turning 18 and there was absolutely no remorse after that accident, and we've seen those horrifying pictures on CCTV cameras. After that accident, he fled. The juvenile driver fled along with his friends. So should he get the benefit of being a juvenile? Are our laws too weak, or is the police application of law extremely poor?
A juvenile is by definition one who is in conflict with the law. If they were innocent, then there would be no need for a Juvenile Justice Act.
Yes.
So by definition there is, I mean, you can't really as a blanket rule apply the word innocent to them. And you know, even when this Juvenile Justice Amendment was being passed, reducing the age for heinous offences to 16, there was always this argument that many of us were making, that when do you reduce it? Today you say, you know, a person is a few days short of 18. For some offences you reduce it to 16. Then you will have a person who is a few days short of 16. The fact of the matter is that as you know, as harsh as it sounds when it comes to, if we are agreed that there is some merit in treating juveniles differently, then we also should agree that there is a line that needs to be drawn somewhere, and some people will fall on either side of that line.
No, but that's
whether
a
we
lovely
like it or
academic
not,
debate.
But tough cases don't make for good laws.
That's such a beautiful academic debate, but will that satisfy Shilpa today?
It is not at
will
all
it satisfy Shilpa today? Her brother is dead because of a 17-year-old man who was 5 days short of turning 18. He was driving like a maniac and he ran away. He ran away from the accident spot, and then his family tried to subvert the course of justice by sending a driver.
I am aware of this, Gaurav.
Shilpa, does this argument satisfy you?
I really don't know what to say anymore. Now everybody is defending everyone here. I just want justice, which should be actually served to us. I'm going through the death of my brother, and here I am sitting in front of a camera trying to get justice, because obviously police is not performing their actions. You know how leniently they have been taking this case. It has been, they have actually not taken any action. Even the CCTV footage yesterday, last night actually, we had to actually fight for the CCTV camera because people are not ready to give it. So I really don't know what is the law and order. I think we are living not in the capital of the country, we are living in Afghanistan or Syria, where there is no law, it's just jungle raj. So more deeper the pockets you have, more easier it is to get away with whatever you do. Now nobody is realizing one thing, that your law and everything is, I personally feel, is above my brother's life. And there are too many brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers who have died on for the sake or the fun of these irresponsible
Yes.
people, I would call them, because
Respond to
yeah,
that,
yeah,
Mihira.
the
Yes, that's the pain, that's the agony. The law should be a deterrent. The law should be such that other juveniles should be scared to drive and drive like the way this maniac was driving, and parents should be scared to let their children have the keys. This law is no deterrent, Mihira.
If you are to ask me where I think justice would be best served, it is on cracking down. I mean, you have parents who not only allow their children to learn driving and use the car, but then buy them expensive cars, and then the worst of it is send their drivers and try to cover up.
Yes.
I mean, this is, to my mind, it is a case of extremely poor upbringing, and the social evil that comes from this, I think, really lies more in the parenting. And I would really be happy to see very stringent laws passed against parents in such cases.
Shilpa, now culpable homicide, the youngster knew if he drives a car and he drives a car fast, it could lead to somebody's death. So it's not murder, but it's culpable homicide, and the punishment is harsher. In your opinion, should that be applied in this case? Would that satisfy you?
Definitely. Definitely. I think I would also like to put a point across that see, I am a layman, I don't understand law and the sections and everything, but I understand that there should be a harsher law on this, and there should be a severe punishment, and I think the parents should also be punished. I would also like to say that there were other kids in the car, and
Yes.
so far nobody has come up, right? And nobody has even apologized or even thought of saying something or accepting their mistakes. So I think as a society we are failing to have our younger generation to have some sensitivity or being a human being.
And Mihira, in a case like this, could 304 culpable homicide be applied on the juvenile driver, and also the accomplices, as Shilpa was pointing out, they ran away. So should they be charged with either abetment or concealing the crime?
Certainly both of those charges can be applied, although I mean it's arguable whether culpable homicide the charge will stick, because you do have to there is enough precedent, for instance, even in the Sanjeev Nanda case, that didn't happen. So I don't really know whether the charge will stick, but I do want to just say one thing to Shilpa. With all due respect, I think perhaps she and her family could also explore the route of civil damages, against the parents for having permitted their child to have done this. Criminal law is not the only remedy, and the standard of proof in criminal law is quite high, but perhaps exploring the route of civil damages, you can sue them for hundreds of crores for what the loss they have caused you, and perhaps that's a route you could consider exploiting. I'm sure you're not interested in the money here, but it is, again, it's a deterrent. Criminal law isn't the only deterrent.
Shilpa, that's a fair point, and in the wider good, because it's not just for Siddharth, a very bright career, a very bright life that was unfortunately snuffed out by the speeding car and those in that car, but to act as a deterrent, to prevent other juveniles from being at the wheel, to prevent other parents from giving their children the keys of that a Mercedes car or an Audi or a BMW. Shilpa, is that a route that you will explore? Hundreds of crores in civil liability?
No, I personally do not wish to go that route, because even if there is even a 1 rupee taken by us, I would feel that I'm actually compromising these steps, and having that evil money in my house would be the last thing I would want in my life.
We will continue to track the story very closely. The law lax. Is there need to change the law, or is the application of the existing law also extremely poor? Is the law biased, law enforcers biased towards the super rich? There are several questions, but Shilpa, stay strong. We here at India Today will continue to track that story very closely. For the moment, Shilpa Mittal and Mihira Sood, many thanks for joining me. Well, that is all we have time for on the newsroom tonight. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.
All right, we're getting news that after getting DNA samples, or rather giving the DNA samples of the 4 Pakistani terrorists killed in the Pathankot airbase attack, India is now contemplating disposing of the dead bodies lying.
There's the hair. But then I decided to use the public transport. And now I feel I look like Natha. But don't you worry, the show looks fantastic.